Hey guys, it's Jane. It's Friday today, so I'm here for another Friday Reads. Sorry about the light today. It's very overcast, so it's like 10:30 in the morning right now when I'm filming this, but it looks like about 6 o'clock in the afternoon looking out the window. Not a lot I can do about that. I've got all the lights on, but this is about as good as I can get. Okay, this past week I finished 3 reads. The first was a novella, Amityville Horrible by Kelly Armstrong. This is a late addition to a long-running series called the Otherworld Stories series. I got this in the Humble Bundle that I picked up a couple of months ago. It was a really fun read. This particular story was about a necromancer who works as a psychic, she does shows and stuff. The humour side of it is that even though she actually can talk to dead people, she usually doesn't as part of her shows because that just mucks stuff up, because actual dead people aren't coming with the kind of messages that live people who are going to these shows want to hear. So anyway, in this story, she is kind of manipulated into accepting a gig on a reality TV show about a haunted house, and things progress from there. The story itself I actually quite enjoyed, but there was this bit in the middle where there was the obligatory sex scene, and it was a bit more graphic than I really wanted to read, and it felt like, to me, that this was clearly a standard part of what she put in her stories. It read a lot like, giving the punters what they wanted rather than actually progressing the story. And so I don't think I'm going to be continuing with Kelly Armstrong, which is a kind of a pity because the story itself was quite cute, but I could live without that stuff in the middle. The next thing I finished was Magic Burns, the second Ilona Andrews Kate Daniels book. This was, if anything, even more enjoyable than the first one. Kate Daniels is a magic mercenary, which means she cleans up after things go wrong in a magic sort of way. The setting is supposed to be kind of our world, but it's a translated version of our world where tech is on the wane and magic is on the rise. And this one, she is pulled into looking after a girl whose mother, a witch, has gone missing. And it turns out to be a little bit more than she bargains for. Very enjoyable. I'm certainly going to be pushing on with this series. The third thing that I finished this week was First Impressions by Charlie Lovett. I read another one of his books last year. I think it was called The Bookman's Tale, and it was okay. It was enjoyable, nothing special. This one I think was actually a little bit better. It's a romance mystery around old books, which is actually what the first one was as well. The Bookman's Tale, but First Impressions is a romance mystery about old books and Jane Austen, so that kind of lifts it just a little bit. I was actually really engaged for most of it. The ending kind of let it down a little bit, just a little bit. It wasn't terrible. I think that the need to wind the romance elements of it up actually took away from the mystery part of it, which was the most interesting to me. So yeah, Charlie Lovett, he can write a story. He certainly knows his audience, because how many thousand Janeites are there out there, and all the bookish girls love reading about books. And yeah, so Charlie, I think you're on a winner. This was certainly a very enjoyable read. It's nothing especially substantial, but a very enjoyable read. Now, I am currently about a third of the way into my reread of American Gods, and I'm loving this all over again. Our point of view character is named Shadow, and the book opens when Shadow is in prison. He's got about a week left of his sentence. He's really looking forward to getting out and getting back to his wife. His best friend has got a job lined up. He's been keeping his head down and doing his time, and he is looking forward to getting out when, like a day and a half before he's due to be released, he gets called to the warden's office and handed some bad news. His wife is dead. He's being released early to go back for the funeral, and on the way home he runs into this guy called Mr. Wednesday, or at least that's one of his names, who offers Shadow a job. It turns out that Mr. Wednesday is a little bit more than what he appears at first glance, and yeah, we go from there. I'm not a major Neil Gaiman fan, but I love this story. So there's that. Looking forwards, I still haven't read Scarlet, so I'm hoping to knock that off this weekend because my In Real Life book club meets at the beginning of next week. So we read Cinder for that, but you know, I might as well read Scarlet as well before then, seeing as how it's not going to take me terribly long. In other news, I have some other books from the library I've just picked up. I've got these ones. 1, 2, and 3. They all came in a great big bunch. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I am still waiting for Xenogenesis to arrive. I ordered that baby 2 months ago. I ordered, there was a bind up of all 3 volumes, and I ordered that one, and yeah, months pass. No book. And the other thing that there was at the library, which I'm actually really excited to get started on, is this one. Boris Akunin, The Winter Queen. This is a mystery set in 19th century Russia. It's the first of a series. I've not read any of these, but they've got really good press. It's actually a Russian mystery series. This is translated by Andrew Bromfield, who's a pretty well-known Russian to English translator. So I've heard all sorts of good things about this, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this series. So that is what I've got on my plate. And apart from that, I'm going to try and stay out of the rain. If you've read any of these books, I'd love to hear what you think about them. I'm kind of a bit anxious about Saga because everybody loves it, but then everybody seems to have loved rat queens and sex criminals as well, and now I'm feeling really anxious. But I'm just going to, what can you do? I'm going to have a look and see what I think. I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!